Hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650 Ebe right here. I'm here at Brock's Performance today, and the last time I was here, it was very cold. It was January. I was wearing a black shirt. I'm wearing a white shirt now, and it was very chilly, and I dropped off my Ninja H2. Now I'm here 6 months later to pick it up after a lot of work was done to it, and I'm very excited to see exactly how it's going to perform and just how fast it's going to be, so stay tuned. And I'm about to take a look at my Ninja H2 for the first time. And boy, that thing looks great. The exhaust on this thing, he sent me a picture, but the picture absolutely does not do it justice. It's absolutely a work of art in person, I kid you not. Wow.
You like?
I like. The pictures don't do it justice, Brock. The pictures are great, yes, but when you see it, I mean, just the size of it, I think it's the perfect size for this motorcycle.
I think it turned out very nice.
Wow. The mid-pipe and everything looks great. The headers look phenomenal. And we haven't even heard how it sounds yet. We're not even going to talk about that because we all know that it's going to sound great. That looks great. That's a perfect fit.
The thing I like about it, Ebe, is the tone is very nice. It's we've got more baffle packing in that, so it's not terribly loud. The drivability is phenomenal. I took it for a ride yesterday. It's just it's a beast. And the way we've got the chassis set up right now, it doesn't do crazy stuff.
Okay.
It goes.
It goes. So, everyone knows that one of my major issues when I'm doing racing is that my takeoff, the bike tends to wheelie and I have to get out the gas and then my opponent destroys me. Is that going to be an issue the way this bike is lowered with your lowering links and the way you have it lowered in the front?
Oh yeah, most definitely. This thing's got a tremendous amount of power, but we've done everything that we can to try to help you there.
Okay.
We're also going to talk about some different techniques.
Okay.
Because if you grab a handful of gas on a bike like this,
It's going to stand up.
Yeah, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
So what we try and do is get the center of gravity as low as possible. I know you still want to corner
a little bit.
We can't slam it on the ground. That won't work out for you. So what we're trying to do is find a very nice balance where you can still ride the bike, but also get into the gas as aggressively as possible to try and accelerate.
Absolutely.
What this is about, what racing is about, is can you out-accelerate your opponent?
Yes.
So we've tried to find the best mix we can possibly find for the amount of power that you've got, the type of racing that you're trying to do, without extending the chassis.
Yeah.
And making usable power. And that's the thing that I noticed yesterday is that it skims the wheel, top of third gear.
Wow.
But that's what you deal with when you have that kind of horsepower.
Wow. Yeah, and I see that it's not that low. I had a good buddy of mine come in from Florida to Filthy Cleveland. His bike was so low that when he hit one of the infamous potholes in Filthy Cleveland, he busted his radiator. So this is not quite that low, right? I won't have that issue?
No.
Awesome.
We just, and in drag racing, there's a rule of thumb that we'll pick up about 1/10 of a second per inch in the quarter mile for every inch that we lower the center of gravity for the bike.
Okay.
On a bike like this that's so short and so wheelie prone, you'll pick up more than 1/10 of an inch. And in the quarter mile, 1/10 of a second or 2/10 of a second, you're getting killed.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. And I've seen your videos. When somebody jumps out like that, to pick up a couple tenths, you've got to have a much more horsepower than they do.
Yes.
And you're out racing other guys that have this much horsepower. So once they're out, you're done. And you don't have the advantage of being a little jockey-sized guy that's going to make it up on the other end. So we have to do everything that we can to get you out there and get you going, and then let the horsepower work for you.
Yeah, and as I've mentioned several times in my videos, I'm 6'3", 235 pounds. People that I race, like my good buddy and my son, Mustang Dame, he's 5'10", I believe, and he's 180 pounds. And we're not even going to talk about my estranged son, Trans Am Guy 73. That guy is very much a little fella. So I do need every advantage I can get in that regard. I like it. I like the way it looks. Oh, and you had to modify the kickstand, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
We don't need you falling over in a parking lot.
No way. No way. Okay. Well, we're going to do some more stuff here, and eventually, would you care to join me on a ride?
Yes, sir.
You can ride the R1M or whatever.
Yeah, it's enjoy the benefits of what we've been doing here. This will be fun.
Awesome. I have my license plate in the car.
Okay.
Because this thing expired like in February. The temp tag. We're going to throw my plates on, and we're going to get out here and go for a ride. So stay tuned for that. Okie dokie. We're here with Brock. Out here at his headquarters in Beaver Creek near Dayton, Ohio. And we are about to go test ride our bikes together. Brock's going to start off on my R1M first. So here I am, riding my Ninja H2 for the first time. Brocked out Ninja H2. Yeah, still got to get used to the throttle. Feels great. Much different than my other bikes, and rightfully so. It has a lot more horsepower than my other bikes. Man, this thing just super flies. Jeez. Gosh, I missed this bike. As soon as you even think about accelerating, it's just gone. And Brock lowered the bike for me. He set the suspension up for my big arse. And man, what a difference that makes. My Ninja H2, my old one, was not set up. The suspension wasn't set up for me. It was at stock height. And this just feels a lot better. And my forks aren't poking out too much. I mean, he did extend those a little bit, but not to the point where it's it's crazy. I can tell you that I don't feel the herky-jerkiness of the throttle. Wow. Like I used to feel. Jeez! I don't know, man. This is crazy. You guys... oh, my God. What did I just say? I don't know what the hell I said. Because I'm babbling. And now I'm in third gear. And the third gear feels like freaking first or second, but it's just super duper smooth. Right now, I just wish I was by myself. No offense to Brock, but I would just love to just go bananas. You guys know how I typically ride. And this bike is bringing back the animal back out of me. I was tamed. I had turned a new leaf. You know, but this bike is just like a devil. It has horns on it. It's Lucifer, and the way that it compels you to misbehave. Let's see. Bike can still corner just fine. I know that really wasn't a corner, but the bike can still turn, is what I mean, even with it being lower to taste. I haven't tested the auto blipper yet. But we'll see how that goes in a little bit. Get fuel? Okay. Whoa! That was on a closed course in Mexico. Wow! Totally impressive. And the blipper, the auto blipper. Wow! Yep. He was asking if the shift light was working, and yes, it is. Auto blipper is awesome on this bike. This road's pretty nice too. What the heck was that? Oh man, that woke my soul. What the?
Holy cow! That's what you call getting smacked down.
Mustang game, you're done. Mustang game, you're finished. I don't know what else to say. No more wheelies. Absolutely no more wheelies, man. You guys saw that. No wheelies. I take off and it's gone. It's amazing. Yes. It doesn't wheelie. You see that? I didn't wheelie. I was just out.
So as you roll in the gas,
Wow.
yeah.
And man, that shift light's nice and bright.
Man, this thing took off. And that bike's fast.
Yeah.
There's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast you went, but you were flying.
I mean, it was crazy.
Eve, what we'll do, there's a street down here that we can go back on, stay out all that traffic, and let you ride this a little bit. There's some nice corners.
So now I'm back on my R1M. And Brock also worked on this motorcycle. And this bike, when I brought it to him, had an issue with herky-jerky throttle, which it feels like he has fixed. Because at low RPM, it just used to be on and off and rah, 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 rah. And I definitely don't feel that. And I also feel a lot more power than what it used to have. Oh, what a road here that I'm totally not familiar with. Nice twisty road, yes. Am I familiar with it? No. So I'm going to take it easy, because I don't want to end up in that cornfield. But even this bike has more power since Brock's been working with it. Brock is really cooking out here on these roads. But that exhaust on my bike looks really great on the H2 from behind. But I will tell you that my throttle issue with the herky-jerkiness on this R1M has been resolved. Case closed. Nice and smooth. I was really skeptical about having Brock adjust the height of my Ninja H2. But after he did it and after riding it, I really like it. When I got back on this bike at stock height, I feel like I'm like way up there, and whenever I look at the throttle, the thing just wants to wheelie. Whereas on my H2, now that he's adjusted it, he's tuned the suspension and he's lowered it, I don't have that issue, and I really like that. So I'm digging the lowered bike. I don't think I'll ever come to grips with stretching it, because I like the way the single-sided swing arm looks on the H2, and I like the way it looks at the stock length, but lowering it was definitely a great idea. It totally did not wheelie on me when I was taking off, which is the issue I had when I raced my estranged son, Trans Am Guy 73, and also the issue I've experienced over the years with Mustang Dame. I really don't think I'll have those issues anymore, which is nicely off of the road here. If this is his driveway, it's really so whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What a nice house, Mr. Brock. I'm not sure if he's going to let me publish this or not, but if he does, awesome house. Separate freaking barn, which is what the hell I need for my bikes and whatnot. And the supercar that I fantasize about getting. Wow. Really, really nice. Wow. Extremely nice, man. What the hell? What do you do over there?
What's that?
What do you do with that?
Oh, that's just our shed.
Okay. That's your shed, huh? Yeah. Jeez. We're leaving Brock's private residence. We're going to head back to the shop. Yeah, nice private residence. We're going to do some more discussions when we get back there. And then we're going to pack up the bikes and head back to Cleveland. The Ninja H2 is being dropped off at Kennedy Sports Cycle, the only place to have your Ninja H2 serviced, where the carbon fiber wheels and other carbon fiber parts are going to be fitted. Okay, we're going to have a little discussion with Brock here and talk about why I brought my R1M and my Ninja H2 to Brock's Performance for him to do the work on it. Well, we've got the R1M here. When I brought it in here, the throttle was extremely choppy. You may have seen from some of my track videos that I struggled on the track with just keeping the throttle consistent at about 4,000 RPM all the way up to maybe 8,000. If I held it steady, it was just completely choppy. And that's one of the things I wanted corrected from Brock. And the Ninja H2, when I brought it in here in January, it had 0 miles on it. It was completely stock. And I wanted this bike to be fast, like my 2015 was, but I also wanted it to be reliable, and I wanted the power delivery to be constant. I wanted the throttle not to be choppy, and I just really wanted something that was responsive, rideable, fast, and that's why I brought it in here. Now, Brock, what did you do to these motorcycles?
Well, Ebe, as you know, we don't really do custom tuning here. So as far as tuning your bike, I brought Brian Snyder in to do that, and then we also built some mapping for our own flash DCU with Power Commander. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do, we sort of got two different situations going on here, with the end result being the same. So if we look over here, I pulled up a dyno chart when you originally came in. Mm-hmm. Just made a baseline pull on your bike, 168 horsepower. I'm sorry, these are a little difficult to read. 167 horsepower, and with your current setup, you like 93 octane fuel. Mm-hmm. We got you up to 184 horsepower. Nice. Now with our flash, a little bit lower octane fuel, we like 89 octane. We got 187 horsepower. So, and of course, if you change things around, you're welcome to do the same thing. Now, I don't want anybody to think that if they buy our package with our new Predator exhaust that they're going to jump from 160 horsepower to 184 or 187. That's not what we're saying. Your bike came in a poor state of tune. Mm-hmm. So let's just get over here. And one of the things I like, so everybody knows, we stripped our dyno down to nothing.
Okay.
No wires, no stack. The only thing that stayed was the drum and the brake. We switched over to the new WinPep 8 software, and we no longer have the STD scale. We no longer have basically any of the readings that we used to have. So our 260 to 270 package is now running around in the 230 horsepower range. So
nice.
it is,
and that's
what it
more
is.
in line with all the rest of some of the other tuners.
Yeah, it depends on where you are. We had people that got more horsepower than we did. We got people that got less. This is our new standard, so this is what we're going with.
Gotcha.
One of the things we do like about the new DWRT and the Power Core is that we have colors now. So when people put a power commander on their bike, it's relevant to their mapping. So you had someone else's flash in there.
Yes.
And I know you came in with a map in your bike. So if you look at the map that was in your bike, now the flash that you had already had a map in the ECU for drivability. So you had a map in here, and if you look at this map you had, well, look at all the colors. Green means you added a little bit of fuel. There's a 1, a 2, a 4, and you can see how it gets a little bit darker. Now, if you've got a 6, you've got sort of a darker blue color here. If you've got a 13, now you're getting into sort of a lavender color. So the darker colors represent more fuel.
Gotcha.
So the map that you have in here meant that all of this additional fuel was being added to the signals that were going between your ECU and your fuel injection nozzles, or your injectors. So, bunches of fuel being added. Well, your bike didn't run right.
No.
It was
Very twitchy.
Very twitchy. It didn't have the proper throttle response. Just wasn't very smooth. So Brian came in. He measured what was going on with your bike, and look at the map that he ended up with.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Now, same thing happens. The less fuel that gets pulled away,
The lighter
the lighter the colors, and you get into some. You actually get into some deeper reds. Look at this, minus 31, and you said one of your problem zones was 4,000 to 6,000. Well, let's just pick, for instance, 2% throttle, 6,200 RPM on your current map. On your old map, 2% throttle, 6,200 RPM. You are adding 7. So I mean, that's an absolutely huge difference. You're looking at 40% difference in fuel, just in that one particular area between what you had and what you needed. So that was going on all through your mapping. So I guess the moral of the story is, putting a power commander on your bike doesn't solve your problems. The map that goes into your power commander is what makes the bike run right. Now, you rode it before, and you've ridden it now. What's the difference?
It's a huge difference. We just went out and I motovlogged about this, and I'll probably insert that video somewhere here, but it's a big difference. I mean, the throttle's no longer jerky. I can ride it. Number one, it's a lot faster too. It's a lot faster. In wheelies in first, second, and third gear, probably fourth gear, but I didn't go quite that fast with it. I was still learning it. But what I paid attention to and what I wanted to make sure was corrected was the herky-jerky throttle at around 4,000 to 8,000 RPM. That doesn't exist anymore. And what that means for me is that on the track, I'll be able to have more of a consistent throttle response. When I'm cornering, it won't try to buck me, off into the woods in the corner. So
what's nice about that, even I'm a drag racer, right? We go straight, hold gas wide open.
Right.
Well, as you can tell, I'm an expert by no means, but I know how to get out of a corner. And one of the things that's really important is that smooth transition as you're exiting the corner and as you're applying power. You want the bike to be as smooth as possible, and you don't. If the bike's going lean, rich, lean, rich, lean, rich, it can't be smooth. Well, now we've taken care of that at all of these throttle openings, and this is really confusing to some people. On a throttle-by-wire bike, if you're in your lower RPMs, let's say you're at 6,000 RPM, and you whack the gas wide open, 100% throttle.
Yeah.
Well, it's not at 100% throttle. That map is actually way down here in the 50 and 60% blade. The blades are only open 50 or 60%. So to map at 100% throttle, we were mapping at 50 and 60% throttle, which is extremely confusing to some people. It's not confusing to us. We know where the throttle blades are, a difference between where the grip is and where the blades actually are, so we can map in these other areas to make it as smooth as possible. And that's what you get when you purchase a Brock's Performance exhaust or Predator exhaust with our flash package, our PC5, and our mapping. That all goes together automatically. You have a custom setup with your ECU, which works nice. You got your you've got your auto blipper, your up down.
Yep.
Now your bike's nice and smooth, and our package is already comes this way. So
That is awesome. And I love the titanium mid pipe here and the color that it's changing. The beautiful blue. I think
what do you think of the sound?
It sounds ridiculous. It sounds very nice. It still pops, which I like that. I have my it still pops, and that's really great.
Ours doesn't pop, by the way.
Yeah.
If you block the pair. If you want it to pop, just don't block the pair. Just pop like mad.
Yep. My block off plates are removed, and I love the pop, and it does snap, crackle, and pop. So yeah, awesome. So that's the R1M. That's what we did with the R1M. You want to talk about the Ninja H2 right now?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Ninja H2.
Well, first of all, it looks beautiful. While you're pulling up the maps and stuff, we're going to take a look at this exhaust, which is the world's first full system exhaust like this, a CT.
Titanium, that's our titanium CT Meg, CT Megaphone, CT Meg for short.
Okay.
And what that is, that's a hybrid. It's using our stainless steel head pipes and a custom titanium rear section that you've been nice enough to beta test for us. Go ahead and put it through the paces and see what happens.
I sure will.
Carbon fiber tip.
Very nice. Going very nicely with my carbon fiber wheels.
Yes, sir.
And the carbon fiber accents that are going to be installed here real soon.
And we've got you testing a couple different things. Some modifications here, modifications there. Now, big question is, what do you want to let people know?
Well, you know me, I'm pretty much an open book. Because I'm going to be asked all these questions from my subscribers.
Sure.
And, so hopefully they'll watch this video and we can just answer them all right now. So,
we've got quite a bit of experience with the Ninja H2. We've been Zach Milholland at the Ohio Mile went 219 miles an hour. We went to Mojave. And Kent Koenigsugu from Sport Rider went 220 in the mile.
Nice.
Then went almost 227 in a mile and a half.
Wow.
Now, one of the problems that we have with our new dyno is, as I was telling you, our numbers are out the window. People want to hear, hey, does it make 280? Not on this dyno, and it's not going to. Those days are gone. I can tell you that before we went to Mojave, we put the bike that Kent was riding on the Sport Rider dyno. They also had WinPep 8, and just to proof our same kit, our Stage 2 kit, and that bike, we're on the SAE scale. There was absolutely nothing that I could do, no tuning, no nothing. It would not break 250 horsepower on the SAE scale. It won't do it.
Okay.
Your bike did.
Nice.
I'm not sure if you want to give out the numbers. Are you
Sure.
going to
Go ahead.
SmackDown?
Yeah.
256 on our dyno.
Nice.
The conditions here are terrible.
Right.
We're looking at right now
we're drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
It's hot as hell and it's humid.
It's terrible. And we just rolled it off the dyno last night with that exhaust. It made 256, and
nice.
that bike went. The bike at Mojave went 227. This bike's faster.
Wow. 256 on your old system probably would have equated to 276.
Compared to that 274, yeah, we'd have been pushing 280 for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you know, those numbers are fine, Brock, but we just went out on a test ride, you and I. I rode this bike, and I'll tell you, regardless of the numbers, it's much faster than my 2015 was, the bike that Uncle Ben now owns. It's much faster than that, much more rideable. I love the auto blipper. The auto blipper works flawlessly on this bike.
It's really smooth, isn't
And it sounds great, too, when you blip it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to use that all the time. I like the fact that you lowered the bike for me. I was really up in the air about riding a lowered bike, but I love it. And I love it so much that when I got back on my R1M at stock height, I missed, you know, riding this bike lowered. So that's great, Brock. I appreciate that.
Well, that's the thing. You know, we like to consider ourselves, and not to be boisterous, but we're professionals. This is what we do, and we know your objective. We know what you're going to do with this bike, and we want it to work as a package. We didn't get crazy. It's not slammed on the ground. It's not, it's not going to drag over curbs.
How much did you lower it?
3/4 of an inch in the front and in the rear. It's level. It doesn't have a lowering strap. You know, could you use that? Possibly. But at the kind of speeds these bikes travel, you know, I don't think you need it. We want safety.
Yes.
We want safety. And, you know, you went pretty fast, and, you know, it looked like you were, from my vantage point, looked like everything was going straight and nice and smooth.
Yeah, you didn't see any crazy wheelies or anything. And I didn't experience that. I loved it. The fact that I didn't wheelie like crazy when I took off.
We made some gearing changes. We made some clutch changes. There's some changes in the ECU that we're having you test out.
Okay.
And just let us know what you think.
You got it. Well, that's it. That's enough said. It's hot as hell. We're drenched in sweat. It's humid. I've got these two bikes. I've got to bring them back home. This Ninja H2, my Ninja H2, is going to Kennedy Sports Cycle, where they're going to install lots of carbon fiber bits in my carbon fiber wheels. We're going to get this ridiculous fender eliminated, taken off. Yeah. And then we'll get a tank pad on there and all that kind of great stuff. Remove these stickers. Put my tank pad on here so that my camera doesn't scratch the tank, and hopefully we'll get this bike back in about a week and a half or so, fully done. Start making videos on it, start riding it, start putting a SmackDown. Mustang Dame is going to pay the ultimate price. So, you know, stay tuned for that. So we made it back from Brock's Performance. We picked up my Ninja H2 and my Yamaha R1M with Brock's exhausts, tunes, and other goodies on them. And boy, am I pleased. I'm going to drop off the H2 here at Kennedy Sports Cycle so that Michael, my trusted mechanic, can go ahead and install my carbon fiber parts, the wheels, and other carbon fiber pieces that I have for the motorcycle. And I'm going to take the R1M home and prep it for the track. And I'm going to ride the R1M at Mid-Ohio Raceway along with my RSV4 RF on the 4th of July, hopefully, weather permitting. And it has the awesome Brock's Predator exhaust with the titanium mid-pipe. And the headers on this bike were already titanium, so we didn't replace them. This canister is also titanium, so in effect, my R1M has a full titanium exhaust. Yeah. I'm very pleased. Brock totally got rid of the herky-jerky crazy nonsense that has plagued the R1s and the R1M forever. That is gone. That bike is as smooth as glass. And that's my word. This bike, though, is unbelievable. This Ninja H2, my new one. The CT Megaphone exhaust just looks phenomenal. Brock lowered this bike perfectly. It doesn't wheelie when I take off anymore. All of the custom parts he installed for it are magnificent. And yeah. And of course we have the Pitbull restraint systems keeping everything in order. So I'm going to detach the motorcycle from the trailer, bring it on in there to Kennedy Sports Cycle for Michael to do his fine work. And the next time you see it, it will have lots and lots of carbon fiber installed. And it also is going to have this lousy, crazy fender is going to be gone. Totally gone. I promise. So, if you like this video, hit the like button. Share it with everybody you know. Get the word out. Hey, 650 Eames H2 is back. Share it. Yeah. Subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button at the very bottom right hand side. There's a loud ass train behind me. I hope you can hear me. New videos are uploaded every week. We're gonna get this out, get home to watch the season finale of Game of Thrones. Thanks for viewing, and as always, stay tuned for more videos.